I would just start with Jelena, and you could just add, let's say, Jelena is a DLT talent, one of the DLT talents, and we met there as well, so I'm really happy that you are here. And you are a developer, and you are also, in your country, you are creating a school for, let's say, education about blockchain, so really cool. Could you tell us a little bit more about, let's say, just attaching to this fractionalized ownership about DeFi, maybe give a little bit insight about DeFi, decentralized finance?
So first, thank you for the great presentation. And NFT is just one of the ways how we can do decentralized finance. It can be through tokens, ICOs, coins, and so on. So there is just one representation, and very pretty representation. Why do you have like dollars all looking the same? And the other thing is, when we see it that way, that's why also the countries are now starting to go with digital coins, because it will be less printing out, which is too much money and too much cost for the countries. DeFi has very huge use cases. You can name it in any industry. You can start from education. An NFT can be proof that you finished some course, or maybe university. You can show it that you own it, the credentials are correct, and share it to any other university or institution wherever in the world, and you prove that it's legal, that it's trustworthy and backed from some organization. And now to, I don't know, pay for DHL, to have it translated in some language, send it there, then wait for answer, get back, you have it instant, and you have it forever as ownership. It can go, the use cases can go, of course, it's pretty cool to have like 1 square, maybe I have that much money, like 1 square of apartment in New York. But if that apartment got sold sometimes, or even rented, I will get the fraction according to what I own, which is pretty cool. We can have like 25,000 people be co-owners of something, each one with a different percentage of their own. We can use this as digital identities, which is already starting, and it's very good. And now even with the immersing of the AIs and proving that you're not a robot and so on, you can create your own NFT proving that you're a human, which will come later as incorporated into apps, just to show it that you're a real human, so you won't go into those processes of proving it. You also validate it yourself. A lot of documents, birth certificates that require, at least in my country, to have for anything not older than 6 months. Or, for example, landowner ownership, or registration of cars. Anything can be done through tokenization or NFTs, and you have proof of that. And the best thing is that everything is transparent. So you can see and you can validate, and there can be some trust institution, but depending on which network is on. But if it's like on Bitcoin, because it's still proof of work, so there are a lot of peers that are validating that and saying yes. Every peer, every computer actually saying yes, I validate that this is the correct thing. Yes, I validate that this is the correct thing. And another really important thing is you cannot delete anything on the blockchain. Like you can, even if you write something on social media network that is based on a blockchain and you want to edit it, you cannot edit. You can write something new without a spelling mistake, but it's new transaction. It's new code into the blockchain. And you can always trace back to the original to see what was first. So imagine if, for example, we have elections done on the blockchain. They won't be able to trigger them or to mess with the voting results. But there is another type of question, will they want to do that or not? But I just wanted to pick your minds of how many use cases there are for this, and believe me, it's in every possible industry. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I would now just go to our well-respected only man here, to Erol. Erol, I wanted to introduce Erol, but he has so many hats. So actually he's CEO of the crypto army, blockchain army, crypto army. Blockchain army, really cool title. I know that you would love to also talk about tokenization. What would you add?
I would like to, first of all, when I come here and when I see the SystAIn3r, and it says there, uniting pioneering women in AI, Web3 and sustainability. So I think already mission is completed, because for the first time in my life, I am many times panelist, keynote speaker. For the first time, I'm on a stage with 6 beautiful, smart women.
Oh.
I feel myself very happy to be here with them, and it is also sometimes there are rules. The questions is quality, quantity. For the first time in my life, I can see that the quality and quantity together with these ladies. So I would like to go, before I go to tokenization, I would like to say to everyone, because the main topic is Web3, and the future of economy, I will say that today we are on the cusp of a new digital revolution. I like revolution, the word revolution, because if you look to revolution and read it from the back, there is a law in it. So, if you are a revolutionary, you do everything with love, with your heart. So, when we say Web3, Web3 is a little bit, I think, to have less place, so they call it Web3. Web3 is, in reality, is the decentralized web. So, in the decentralized web, it is, you see the transparency, you see the immutability, and you saw also that this is powered by blockchain technology and as well with the other networks. So it is a type of new internet. So when we are talking about Web3, yes, I was more interested on the Web3 technology. I'm more a man of action, so I would like to see how Web3 reflects today's business or economy. So the first thing is really, as Sabrina said, and before Petra talked about NFT, yes, the ownership and the data privacy is changing. So that is a new thing for everyone. So it means when you are saying Web3, Web3 is shaking the old system and move to everybody, I would say, to a new digital or new world order. So everything will change. Everything will be revolutionized. So how it will be? First of all, when we are talking already, Petra said NFT. NFT is in real estate, and today it is also, and we have also Philip here, we saw the nice art of him. So there is also a possibility on the fractional ownership. So you may not afford maybe buy a piece of art, but you can have 10 people together on the base of NFT. You can be also an art collector. You can use also different things on the NFT. It is smart contracts, as Petra also mentioned. Coca-Cola is the company in the world for the first time. They use smart contracts for the agreements with their workers. We can follow the pharma, we can follow the supply chain, it means the traceability came in, so it means everything is going to change. And it was the speaking, sometimes they don't want to, yes, they don't like blockchain, mostly the governments, because we offered to few governments to do the voting in blockchain, they said immediate no. So it means they don't want to use for good. But I think it will be by the time the pressure to change it. When we come to tokenization, tokenization is the similar, like we can talk about NFT. You can have a product, say a car, and you can tokenize this car, and you can sell this token to a few people, and they can have the ownership of a car. So today, some of the governments, I would say some countries, they are already using it. Because now, you know, also even you share a car, you know, with your tokens. I think this is also when you look for, I'm an economist by the way, when you look from the side of economy, it means it is also a new financial instrument. Because yet all the time when you look to the history of economy, which was told also by lunch or here, about the falling of the economy, that the Iceland accepted that the banks could be bankrupt. So now we know how to share. And if we know how to share, we will grow. So it means the technology, Web3, as they mentioned, NFT, as well, blockchain, metaverse, AI is already supporting all of them. So I think we can say, as we are talking from revolution, so we can say like Che Guevara, good days are coming.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I would like to also go a little bit into, let's say, the behavior change. You talked about there will be a lot of revolution, disruption, etc. I think so the technology side also enables a different behavior so that we behave differently. So when we think about tokenization, so we can own something, we can also own something from a, let's say, community or company that also motivates us totally different. So yeah, and with that I would like to go to Laure. Laure is not only the Lego Bitcoin queen. Some of you already experienced that, so a fantastic explanation of Bitcoin. But I would like to talk with you about green Bitcoin mining, because you told me a fantastic story about a friend of you, and maybe you can just share that and more about your passion.
Sure. Okay, so this is not mine, it's a friend of mine, SystAIn3r. He's French, and he was contacted. I don't remember, I didn't know I had to tell the story because I sent the video actually. So you will find information on the Virunga Park in Congo, which is a natural reserve hosting a huge amount of wildlife, including most of the species of gorilla still existing. And it's in a very troubled zone, very dangerous zone in Congo. There is always like militia, there is a lot of violence because there is a lot of poverty and no like really sustainable economy life. So you have both the warriors who want to kill wildlife and take precious resources from the park to finance war, and you have also poor people living in the area who enter the park to burn down trees because they need fire for food, for eating, you know. And so the guy who runs the park is Erol, and he figured a while back that he had rivers and very like large, powerful rivers going through the park, and that he could actually make dams and how do you call it? Like power plants, but how
Hydro plants.
hydroelectricity from the river. So it would be green energy, obviously, but then there is basically almost no grid around. There is no industry, there is nothing to do. So, you know, when you build a hydro plant, it will be profitable down the line, probably in 20 years, but a lot of pumps are happy to, you know, lend you money, and that's the way it goes normally. So it didn't go that well for a power plant in the middle of nowhere where nobody needs electricity, basically, at this stage. His job, Emmanuel de Merlin, the guy who runs and protects the park, his job was 360 days a year writing grants or like proposal for like Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, whatever, wildlife, WHO, like whatever foundation is going to give money to let the park run, to pay the rangers, to pay people protecting the park and all that is needed for running the park. Then he had this idea, what if I'm going to be producing electricity and almost no one is going to use it in our area, what if I just mine Bitcoin with it? And instead of searching for donation to finance the park itself, the nature of the park, like the rivers that are running through this park, they are earning the money to be protected. And he contacted my friend Sébastien Gouspiou, who was like so happy, like he didn't get paid for this, and now he had different arrangement because there is so much power that is produced and not yet used. So he installed Bitcoin farms, and the cheap energy that was free, basically, was producing mining Bitcoin and was earning money to save the park. So now he doesn't ask for any donation. The park is self-financing with his power plants. What he did too, because it made the park so much money, is that he could wire the village and start building the electric infrastructure to create industries. And the first industry that is already taking out things, it's chocolate. And if you ever get a chance to eat the Virunga Park chocolate, it's awesome. Like usually chocolate is produced in rich countries, and they source like cheap cocoa from Africa. And so he decided to bring, because his family originated in Belgium, so he brought like expert chocolate maker to teach especially women of widowed rangers, because it's very violent job. The people who protect this park often this is in action, like they're killed by the militia and stuff, just for protecting gorilla and wildlife. So the widows have a priority, and they work in this factory and they make the chocolate. So the value is built on the ground and is received by these people, and they share in the community. So there is much faster electricity wiring in the area because of this free power and this desire to, like Sabrina was mentioning, put the human and nature in the center. This is the centerpiece. And the technology is going to help and accelerate when you put the incentive in the right place of model. So I hope. And please look information. Don't only eat the chocolate. You might want to, which is incredible. It's actually really, really good. Seriously. Just look at Virunga Park. It's a very beautiful story. And now, Bitcoin mining, of course, it's a technology, it's like neutral. So some people mine Bitcoin on really dirty energy, like coal plants or something like this. But it is the industry that has the fastest acceleration toward green energy. So depending on statistics, so don't quote me on that because not everybody agrees, but it could be about 56% now that is green renewable energy. So there is volcanoes in Salvador, geothermal in Iceland, there is hydroelectricity in places which are remote and far from big needy grids. There is solar. There is also something which is not my favorite, that is flaring gas. So it's collaborating with the oil industry, because when they release methane, it's 20 times worse than CO2. So when they don't want to like totally blew it, they actually burn this gas. So it's CO2, but it's like 20 times better. And so this gas also can be used for Bitcoin miners. So generally, Bitcoin mining is energy intensive, which incentivizes finding very cheap energy. And the actual very cheap energy today is, except very rare exception, is renewable. So
thanks so much. I would like to thank you so much. I would like to add something to that, because through the opportunity that you have these mining farms in the service, you can just plug them in and plug them out. You can have also different sizes, and that enables also a decentralized way of creating, let's say, or foster a new community, or foster electricity in communities that are usually not touched, wide in the let's say outer villages or in the rural areas where no one would create such a plan. But through this technology and also the mining that creates value is possible. So yeah, thanks so much. I would like to introduce Olga, who is a real OG here. Not only that she will make tomorrow a fashion pop-up, but she's a real, let's say, crypto and crypto OG. So, and I would like to ask you about these cool stories, because she can talk about pop-up cities, pop-up the nation network states, and also the Vitalik, let's say, network state. Yeah.
Thank you, Sabrina.
And maybe just to add something, and how that changes our behavior, how we just change.
It's just a different way of building communities. With Web3, we just have new opportunities to create the community in a different way and collaborate together. So, from my experience, it's just, I'm going from my background is design, so I started just to contribute to the different projects that I really enjoy, and most of the projects were just decentralized teams coming together with idea to build something interesting, and it's not always focused on the one particular thing. It can be like totally different from the perspective of creator. For example, I would like to create a game. I find that I come into community, I'm finding the people who also would like to create the game. So we're creating a team. We're deciding how this game is going to function, how we're going to withdraw our contribution to it. But actually, the thing what brings you to tech is not usually money. In this space, you have to be passionate about what you're doing. Because it's not about earning. Yeah, you're definitely gonna benefit from it, or maybe you're gonna fail. Who knows? Because there are many projects who didn't survive during the time when I'm working in Web3. But there are real cases which are existing today. For example, my favorite community is Erol, which is, it's actually, they call it Belgel, but it's really, you write it Belgel, which I push to them as a marketing thing too, because it sounds fun. But they're actually supporting different developers with the idea to create. So they're not, what you have to do to join the community, it's usually going through the speedrun Ethereum project. To get onboarded. Once you're onboarded, you can bring whatever idea to the, you can bring whatever proposal to community. And community can decide, do we need it or not? If we need it, you can make a test trial. So the first V1, you're building for a couple of months, delivering it. And you can, in build, you can just withdraw the amount what you think is your work worth. Usually they start with half Ethereum, but during the time if you're contributing enough, you're getting elevated or upgraded. So if you're a valuable member of the team, you benefit from this. So they see that you're constantly delivering different kind of content, what they need, and you help him with the marketing, or you help him with just products what the whole community is delivering. That's a good thing. So they want you to win in this situation and stick with you. Lately, the bill actually changed their system, and now they're trying to just push developers to give a kick to developers go further and find the communities further what they like, but they can still stick with the bill. This is one of the ways how we can contribute or work together in Web3, but actually there's a different kind of collaborations. So one of it is what Vitalik did. Vitalik, as was mentioned before, is a creator of Ethereum, and he wanted people to have opportunity to build the interesting things based on the cryptocurrency. So you can create dApps, you can create NFT collections, you can create whatever. But what he did as a personal project is a Zuzalu. It's a pop-up city, which happened last year in 2023 in Montenegro, and it lasted for 1.5 months, something about. And there were just different contributors, different people coming with different backgrounds together to decide how the new governance can look, how people can recreate the existing communities and function in a different way. How can you contribute? How can you just change the system? Because living in this world and being to the different giant companies is just like selling your personal time and your life to the giants who don't care about this. Mm-hmm. If you're a creator, you want to own the stuff you create. And this is like great blockchain giving us this opportunity to create wherever and own it. And you can prove that you're an owner of this. And you actually kind of stepping into the new era of different market. So it's not that you're working for someone, you're working for yourself. But you can also find the people who are thinking alike, and you can be creators together and share something, the idea together, and benefit from the idea together later. if it's gonna work. I mean, like, it's always a lottery, and I saw many projects failing. I saw many projects getting pretty successful now as well. Yeah, so it's always, it depends on your vision, it depends on how hard you work, and it's like, I don't know, for me it's just a journey. I really enjoy wherever I do. And the pop-up city, I participated 2 times, and the 3rd is coming now. We actually had the hackathon, like Zuzalu hackathon in Singapore last year. And then in Istanbul, there was 2 weeks of ZooConnect, where they were bringing different people together, just brainstorming, hacking together, sharing the experience. Everyone was creating activity what they thought is useful for the whole community. If you didn't want to participate, you don't have to. But most of it is just knowledge sharing. And of course, to get to this Zuzalu, you have to prove that you're a human, that you own your identity, and they have now a ZK through apps where you're getting the ZK, you can't share the ZKs with anyone. You can only get in with this particular QR code that is generated only for you, which is proving that you're a human. And you're owning wherever you create in this community. So, there is a bigger thing actually. There's now Zuzalu divided into many pieces now. The next one is coming in July. It's going to happen in July in Brussels. So I'm also a nervous, but yeah, and that's going to be like a 2-week experience. Usually, pop-up cities is geographically concentrated in one place, lasting for 2-3 weeks minimum, and then going up to a couple of months. And now Zozalo is divided into many different pieces because some of the people would like to work on longevity, you know? They don't want to stick with the people who work in just on tech or biotech or wherever. They're like, okay, we gotta separate ourselves. So now Zozalo is separated into many Zozalos, and one of this is like Italia, which is happening in Honduras, and it's lasting already for like a few months. It's still lasting. I think they're now geographically located there. I think it started in January and still going on. And they're making different like medical researches on the people and figuring out how people could live longer. And one of the test trials that we had in Zozalo, you can try different experiments on yourself. For example, they're giving you a little devices to measure the sugar, and they're making you eat during the day on special times, special food, and seeing how different organisms are reacting to this. Or, for example, there's a helmet which is like creating NFTs from how your mind is functioning, which is kind of interesting, just experimental, but it's something new but you don't try every day, which makes you think about, oh, what we can do with this, oh, how we can use it every day, or how we can upgrade that. And when the minds like this coming together, it's always a super creative environment, and you feel like you're becoming a family because you're doing all activities together. Usually it's like, oh, you're waking up in the morning doing yoga together. Then you have a connection sessions when you're like, I don't know, whispering something good on someone's ear, and after you're sharing the experience, what you felt during this moment, with absolutely random people in the beginning, but after you live, you become a real friend, which is a big part of this other thing.
Sounds something like a
Sustainable.
castle pop-up.
It's actually going to be a pop-up castle, but usually it's lasting longer.
Yeah.
So,
It might also.
Let's stay for 2 weeks together.
We want that to last longer, at least not here, but we want to continue that.
Yeah,
Thanks so much for your for sharing. So I think everyone got kind of a feeling how that is, and also the governance. So there's not Vitalik's telling Olga what she needs to do. It's just the community decides, and I think this is what you also see, how behavior is changing due to the technology. And I would like to also hand over to Donna. She is she's part of the Eternity Foundation, our sponsor. Thank you. And also Donna will have a session on Sunday. I already want to announce it because she has a gift for all of us, and she will also explain how you can get that gift, because you need to have a wallet, and then she have such a, exactly, we make a,
I will share the details.
It's not a hard one, but anyway, what you share. So thank you for that. And I know you can talk about a variety of things we already talked about, but like supply chain use cases about supply chain, etc. And she's also from the foundation and not from the blockchain itself, because I'm very curious also to learn more about. Maybe we have the chance to do that, but yeah, please.
Let me talk about Eternity Foundation missions is to support the Eternity ecosystem by targeted grants, dedicated events, and also like supporting, empowering developers and creators in the Web3 industry. I would like to summarize some beautiful figure of the impact of Web3 in the current economy. We talked about tokenization of assets. We talked about like DeFi, and also about new business models.
Could you
like
speak in this direction so we can hear you better?
Okay. So I think we need.
You just talk.
Okay. And also I was impressed by the experience of Bitcoin miners. here. The experience not only in terms of technology, but also in terms of like the spirit and mindset we need to spread in the Web3 era. So this like community help and community engagement and the need to do things right, not in a capitalist way of doing things. Regarding like the Eternity blockchain, it's a platform designed to enrich efficiency, governance, transparency, and scalability. We have some like real-life use cases and application of Web3. We can start by let's start by crypto. Crypto is facilitating like transaction, and we can take like Salvador as an example of the adoption of government of crypto, and I vision and I aim to see like multiple governments doing the same thing. So it's a real like power and energy to spread the Web3 government stuff. Also, we can talk about smart contracts. We have automated agreements. Smart contracts are usually like, for the moment, on the insurers. We have Nexus Metro as an example. They are using smart contracts. We have also ABMs, foods using smart contracts. We have a lot of like big companies switching from the Web 2 to the Web 3 using like Web 3 technology. And this is something like we need to spread in multiple sectors and industries. We can also add state channels as an example for the use of Web3, DeFi applications. We have banks also like, if I remember the name of the bank, I'm sorry. Yeah, what do you want? We have the Ripples. Yeah. They are switching to the Web3, and I think they have more than 10 million assets for the moment. So I think that we are really living the era of Web3. So it's not a switch, we are leaving the transaction. Yes, slow, but it's happening for the moment.
Yeah, and it will, I think that will also last for a while, this transition. Yeah, maybe it will also last, you know, maybe we have Web3 and Web2.
Oh, I'm worried about it.
Yeah,
I know a lot of these projects that I'm mentioning, even they're creating, like they're trying to collaborate with local businesses to have more to people too. Yeah. So they can also learn from this and be a part of a new ecosystem.
Thank you so much. I know we are also, I'm just focusing a bit on Erol's watch. We also would like to give the chance for some questions, but I would like to ask a final question to all of you, and would ask to quick answer. What would you wish for if you would have a magic one for, let's say, your perspective, from your perspective, for your projects or for your startups or for your company? What would you wish for? Starting with Jelena.
Well, my wish is already into making. Oh. And it's not a wish for my own project. Because what I see, now really far with Web 2 and Web 3, but how everything is evolving, we never had this kind of gatherings or communities, like Olga said, we need to participate and to make something aside if we will get money or not. They inspire to help, they inspire to learn, and we didn't have that before. So even now with the digitalization of the euro and the pounds and so on, maybe the banks again and the governments will find a way to control the financial system, maybe not so much, but it's the first time that we as communities are getting stronger and stronger, and that was the main idea of decentralization, to have the power to the people. and to say no, and to make a revolution, and to stand for ourselves. So we don't believe that they find a way to they cannot control us anymore. Yes. Because we are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that was like the first thing when I started with mining bitcoins. I started with NFTs, trading, and then as a developer switched to Web3 to upgrade my skills as well. But since the beginning, I knew that this decentralization, if lasts for a year or two, there's going to be so powerful, so much use cases, so much potential as a community of people, and that was my vision, and that's why I'm saying I can see that it's already happening.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Your wish.
My wish that when three people learn and understand that there is a world outside their bubble, these people just don't understand a word. After that, what? You are out. So whenever I'm on a website or on homepage or whatever from the newest projects, and I was thinking, if I wouldn't have studied for 2.5 years, I wouldn't even understand what these guys are talking about. So please think that there's the millions of people out there that are only like, what? So please make it easy.
But what to keep up?
Pick them up. And talk to me about it.
Thank you so much, Donna. Your wish.
Yeah, it's not a wish, it's a limitation I'm facing for the moment. I'm trying to create a new startup, and the big problem is data governance. So we don't have self-control on our data. We need to send everything to government, and I think it's such a too much control, too much limitation, and we can't be free regarding our own identity, our own digital identity. So we need to share everything with government or with our application. They can use that for ads or whatever, and I think it's very limiting for the moment.
Thank you so much, Olga.
I wish there would be more trustful people and honest people who would like to share, care, and grow together. Because Web3 actually, crypto itself brings a lot of scammers, unfortunately. And I wish that this place could be a little bit more safe for people who would like to join from zero, and that will make them feel more safe in this environment.
Thank you so much. Laure.
I wish, sorry it's a little bit long sentence, it's just one sentence. It's okay. I wish that the incentive structures of all the important systems would harmoniously align with the greater good of all involved.
That was short, actually.
If you can write it down, you will unpack it. It's this.
Very nice. Thank you.
Heartfelt wish, and
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Erol.
I have two wishes. The first one is I wish that virtual and augmented reality integration will be more faster and rolling on. And secondly, I wish Congress already with this language.
Thank you. I have also a wish. I wish that we continue this, let's say, and take this energy and not stop here, but continue with sustainability.